Hey everybody, it's JK coming at you with a new update. I was looking at a fellow YouTuber's video, um, making a change Florida, and you had said you were having problems with your protein requirements, and I sent him a comment, but I wanted to share the message with everybody that diet is really important if you want to lean up, reduce fat, and I come up with one of my typical days of eating. I wrote it down, so if I keep looking down, it's probably because I'm reading. So I usually try to have between 5 and 6 meals a day. I know sometimes it's hard because of time constraints, so sometimes I might miss a meal, which is usually towards the end of the night, depending on if I go to bed early or if I just don't have the time, then I'll show you how I get around that. So a typical day for me is I wake up in the morning, have breakfast, and my breakfast is 1 cup of all brand cereal, which is really high in fiber. 1 cup of all brand buds, which is the kind I eat, contains 39 grams of fiber and 6 grams of protein. My mid-morning snack, I usually try to eat around every 3 hours. So now I'm on the early shift, 6 to 2. So I wake up at 5 and then I have my breakfast. Then around 8 o'clock, I'll eat my mid-morning meal, which is usually like a cup of couscous with 3 ounces of steak. I know steak in the morning, for me, I don't really care. I'm hungry, I'm eating. I don't care what time of day I'm eating it. I'm hungry, I'm eating it. So I'll have that, and I'll drink a muscle milk with it, which is the ready-to drinks. I just take them to work, pop them in the fridge. This is the chocolate milkshake one. It's really good. It has 34 grams of protein. The 3 ounces of steak has 20 grams of protein because they say about 3 ounces of meat has about 20 grams of digestible protein. So that runs me at about 54 grams of protein right there, and there's about 6 grams of fiber in the couscous. My late morning snack, which is 3 hours later around 11, is usually like an apple, which has about 3 grams of fiber, and a protein bar, which is, my favorite ones are Protein Plus by Metrex. This one is chocolate roasted peanut butter, which is really good. It tastes kind of like a Snickers bar. And this one is chocolate chunk, which tastes pretty much like chocolate. They're both pretty good. They both have about 32 grams of protein. So I'll have one of them, not both of them. So one usually during my late morning snack with an apple, and that's 3 grams of fiber. And then lunch will happen around 2 o'clock, which is 3 hours after 11. And for lunch, I'll have 4 Vasa crisp breads. They look like graham crackers, but they're just, I guess, bread. They're really good, but they're the size of graham crackers, really thin. And I'll have 2 pieces of cheese, low fat. I think they're 1 to 2%. I'll break them in half, and then I'll put one half a strip on each slice. So there's 4 little strips of cheese on the Basso crisp breads, and then I'll make chicken salad from a chicken salad from a can. I found this really good recipe online. If any of you want it, email me and I can get it to you. It's a really good recipe, and I use Smart Balance mayo, which only has mono and polysaturated fats, which are better for you. No trans fats at all. And I'll use about probably 2 tablespoons in the whole recipe, so it's pretty good. That itself has about 50 grams of protein in the chicken salad, 8 grams of fiber, and 4 grams of fiber in the Vasa bread, so that's good. So I'll eat that around 2, then I'll come home, and then I'll usually hit the gym probably around 4 or 5. So when I get home from the gym, I'll have 2 pieces of high fiber toast, because that's, when you're after the workout is when you want to increase your insulin levels, and then have a protein shake. So the protein, or some people have after workout recovery drinks. I haven't really done that, but I'm going to do that when I do Power 90X. And it helps, the insulin helps get the glycogen back into the muscles. So I'll have the 2 pieces of toast to get the insulin going, and then I'll have a protein shake, which my favorite kind is, it's Labrada's Pro V60. I usually buy it from Vitacost.com because their prices are pretty decent, but this big tub, 2 scoops of it packs about 60 grams of, sorry about the shaking again, I know I hate that. It packs about 60 grams of protein, and they say for men to have 2 scoops, so 60, women 1 scoop 30. I guess it depends on your consumption of protein, because they say that you want to have 1 gram per pound of body fat, and since I'm around 196, I fluctuate between 190 and 196. I try to aim for 190 grams of protein a day. So after the gym, that's, I usually have that. And if I'm hungry, later on after that, I may have some brown rice and some meat, or I'll have half a protein shake, which is 1 scoop. The 1 scoop is 30 grams, which would bring me up to 198 grams of protein. Or sometimes I'll have whole grain rice or brown rice with meat, and that will run me about 20 grams of protein, which would probably bring me at 188 grams of protein a day. So I fluctuate between 188 and 198 depending. There have been days when I've had more than 200 grams of protein, but the way I see it is, as long as I'm getting in my daily requirement, then all is well. A lot of you may be asking me, you're eating a lot of fiber. Does that mean a lot of carbs? Well, yes, it's high in carbs. The meal plan I'm on it runs roughly between 50 to 100 grams of 100 grams of carbs, but they're complex carbs. One good thing about fiber is, and I read this from the Body RX, which is kind of like my Bible right now. When fiber is consumed and it starts to ferment and break down in your stomach, in your intestine, if you will, it releases it releases short chain fatty acids, which tell your body to release fat to be burned as fuel to burn the fiber you've eaten. So kind of like there's a 1-2 punch. They both, it's like fiber helps you burn fat. It's weird, but it works. I know I usually care about the carb intake all the time, but when it's complex carbs, it works a little differently in your body. Also, the Body RX says that they break down categories of foods like by green, yellow, and red, what not to eat, what to eat, and green means you can eat as much as you want. The All Brand cereal is actually in the green category, so you can eat as much of it as you want in any day at all, because fiber helps you burn fat, so it's not against the rules. But I keep it limited to 1 cup a day because right now the way I'm eating contains roughly 70 grams of fiber, and he recommends 45 for the phase I'm on, so I'm already over what he actually recommends for his maximum, which is 60 during the fat burning phase. So I'm at 70 grams now, so I don't know if it'll increase my benefits or not, but no complaints. I'm never hungry. Since I eat every 3 hours, I'm almost never hungry. It's like sometimes I feel like, God, I've eaten too much already, I don't want to eat anymore. So I never actually complain about being hungry, which is weird, because they start like, oh, I'm so starving. It doesn't happen anymore. Since I'm eating every 3 hours, I'm eating, I won't say when I'm not hungry, but it's like hunger just starts to kick in, and my body's gotten used to it, so it starts to get hungry every 3 hours. So it's kind of cool. So missing the hungry feeling. Usually the hungry feeling would happen to me only on the weekends, because my life isn't so regimented on the weekends. I have such a set schedule at work that it's easy for me to keep to, every 3 hours eating, which is good. It helps. But that's that. Nutrition is a huge part of any, exercise program you're doing, whether it's P90X or, just some sort of slimming down program that you're on for yourself. And I wanted to give, I know protein supplementation can be really hard, so I wanted to give a little advice. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I'll do my best. Check out the blog. I'll probably do an update today or tomorrow. I'm not really sure. But the video's coming out today. So that's it. JK checking out. Have any questions? Feel free to leave them or leave me a comment. Take care.